Good morning, everyone. This is Pat Roque, Rockstar Career and Leadership Transformation Coach. And happy Wednesday. This is LinkedIn Live, and I am here to share with you some excitement for the week. We've been live a lot this week, and actually today is Tuesday, the 18th, and we are working on the Easy Think Tank Summit. So I'm here to share on behalf of 15 amazing women who have been working together for the last 6 months to put together an opportunity for nonprofits, for corporate decision makers, for leaders of teams of all sizes to help you not just survive, but to thrive through the pandemic recovery. I really won't use the term post-pandemic because I don't know if that actually is ever going to happen in the traditional sense. It's not like there's this magical cutoff day and all of a sudden it's over. It's really in waves because this is the very first time we have been on shared quicksand all around the world, whether it's the C-suite to the security guard at the front gate of your old office building. It's the first time folks around the world have had to figure out a shared experience, at least in my lifetime. And so we've kind of grown a little bit, or maybe a lot, tired, overwhelmed. I know I've had my business for 33 years, and I did my master's thesis on best practices for virtual teams back in, are you ready? 2001, spring 2001, before 9/11. Months before 9/11. So been helping individuals and teams through 9/11, through the recession 08-09, and now through this lovely pandemic. And my daughter, who is a doctor, said to me, "You know what, Mom, you were really built for this. I've never seen you be so in your zone and helping so many people and keeping them all together and calm and happy and moving forward." And that's my gift. It's helping folks learn how to be in their zone of genius, to be happy and productive where they are and learn how to contribute their value. And so I thought I would take just a little bit of time today to talk a bit about why Easy Workforce Solutions Think Tank and how you can take advantage of this amazing group of people. So we've got about 15 of us who have been working together for every Friday for the last almost 6 months. And the thing we noticed is shared experience. There's been so many folks bringing their client experience so we can all get better together faster, and realizing that no matter where you are, whether it's, Alexandra with our team in France, or it's Beate and Lisa with our team out in California, or me covering the East Coast, we have 15 experts all around the globe, but the challenges are quite similar. So you may feel like you're the only one, or you may feel like it's hard because your company or your team or your family are really challenged with what's going on. But I'll be honest and say that you're not the only one. And so we wanted to give you an easy place to have resources where you could come and learn from experts as well as ask important questions. So we've put together a 4-day summit. The first set of experts starting yesterday included myself, and those are the engagement experts. Those are the folks who are talking about not just recruiting great employees, but keeping them, employee retention, employee satisfaction. I'm an expert on productivity and accountability. So how do people working remotely suddenly learn how to contribute their best when they're tired of screen time? They have Zoom fatigue, quote unquote. Well, guess what? Zoom is not going away. Thank God it's not going away. There'll be new versions of it, but more importantly, there are blessings in all of the chaos and all of the things that we've just seen and learned. You can't mitigate or minimize some of the sadness. I've lost so many family members, my mother-in-law included, on the first week of the pandemic. We never had a funeral even because it was just not safe. I had COVID myself on the first anniversary of COVID. So real things happening to real people. I'm not immune from it either. And yet I realized that each of us has a responsibility to step up and to share what we've learned and what we know and how we can help, because locking arms together makes the load lighter. Locking arms together gives us a sense of security, gives us a sense of belonging. I know we're talking about diversity and belonging. It needs to have belonging. It's not just about inclusion. It's about making everyone feel like you matter. Your voice matters. Your thoughts matter. Your genius matters. And so I am part of a team of 15. We put together this easy think tank. It's 5 experts speaking about engagement, 5 from around the world. Today is our Adapt Day. So we've got folks, and I'm just taking a little cheat sheet here, right? So our Adapt experts, Lisa Rothstein is amazing. She is a world-renowned cartoonist for the New Yorker magazine. You've seen her work. I know you have. And we'll be publishing. She actually did what we call strategy doodles. They're not just cute and comedy. They are literally helping us articulate our story so you can see the genius that we bring to your organization. But her topic is about drawing out your genius, doodles making meetings more meaningful, memorable, creative, and fun. I highly recommend you learn more about bringing and animating your storytelling. So that's Lisa. Then we've got Lisa Scott, who is talking about connecting to communicate, critical skills for leaders, how to project your voice of confidence, how to increase productivity and retention by making clarity a priority, and connecting. And I know you'll see that there are commonalities and overlap, and that's part of the magic of this, because we are blatantly hosting as your VIP concierge. So if you would like to come join us, for example, and you're one of my guests, please feel free. The link is floating by on the banner. It's easythinktank.com. And so if you happen to be one of Lisa Scott's clients, for example, let Lisa know you're registering, and she will be your VIP concierge. We will all take on and be a VIP concierge for every guest who comes, so that you have a point of contact and you are not feeling left out or lost. And it will be easy for you to tap in, for you to have resources, and for you to take advantage of the genius that's here. So Denise Graziano just lit up, and she said she's moderating the Adapt Group live session tomorrow. Will be a fantastic conversation. Absolutely, Denise. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to hear more about it. I'm going to keep going and share a little bit more about the Adapt Group. So Kathy Norris is next, and she is emotional resilience for leaders, preventing burnout for yourself and your team. Anybody here? Come on, raise your hand. I will totally raise my hand. Anybody else have burnout besides me? You are not the only one that's feeling overwhelmed, I promise. But it's important to not just sit and hide under the blanket. It's time to now step up and do something about it. We're giving you the resources and the expertise to come, share, learn, grow. Oh, and Denise just reminded me, on Thursday the 20th, the attendees will have a chance to speak with our experts live. That is awesome. So engagement, 5 experts. Adaptability, today, 5 experts. Tomorrow is about strategy and scaling, 5 experts. And then on Thursday, we gather and have live panel discussions, and you can join an executive roundtable. And we're using a brand new tool called AirMeet, AIRMEET. It's something really cool because it simulates a live meeting where you can come and see who's here and go visibly pick and choose who you want. It's not like a Zoom breakout where things get appointed to you. You can go in and you can pick and choose where and who you want to hang out with, and you'll get a chance to learn a new tool, which is really awesome. So that's something to look forward to for Thursday. Getting back to our Adapt folks, we've got Alexandra Hoffman. She's our friend in France. She was live with me the other day talking about crisis management. And the thing I learned from her already was that crises often have a time frame. it's easier to handle too when you think there's a time frame wrapped around it. And the fact that this started out, if any of you remember when this coronavirus first came out and they told us to sequester, remember it started, it was 2 weeks, and then it became a month, and then maybe 2 months, and then all of a sudden now it's 15 plus months later, and we are still in a sense of uncertainty, right? People are going back to work in their offices in some places. I just had clients that came down. I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I had clients that came down from the DC area, and they walked into a restaurant with their masks on, and they said when they opened the door and everybody was in the restaurant without masks, they literally stand frozen at the door because it was so odd. So odd, almost like they had been in a time warp. Did the last 15 months not happen? And where was everybody's mask? So even as we start to make some progress, you'll see there are changes happening. We're not quite sure. So I had another client that messaged me and hired me to be a speaker because they aren't sure how to communicate with their employees. They're like, how do we talk about sticking a nail in Jell-O? What are we supposed to say? And the answer to that is don't not say anything, because people are trying desperately to figure out their life plan, their employment plan, their family plan. People's leases are up. I had a client yesterday. His lease is up soon. So not only is he trying to figure out if his company's going to keep him on, but then should he move to a bigger apartment? Should he buy a house? Where should that be? Where should the kids sign up? It's the things that are happening in our workplace happen to us as real humans. And because we're real humans and we're the sandwich generation, we're juggling our parents, our kids, homeschooling, back to school, back to work, multiple people working perhaps remotely from home. Whereas, like for me, I always worked remotely. This is nothing new. I'm good at that. But my husband was never next to me every day, all day, every week, all week, every month, all month, for months and months. So that shared space just got smaller, even though it's plenty big enough. It just got smaller because now it's about collaboration in a different way. It's about making sure you have your do not disturb for your Zoom time. It's about making sure the dog's walk schedule is handled. It's about making sure dinner shows up somehow, whether someone's cooking or ordering delivery. It's about making sure all of those things happen. And so we're talking about, again, engagement with 5 experts. We're talking about today about adaptability. Our last expert on adaptability is Deborah McLaughlin, who's talking about amplify business results through adaptability and visionary thinking. So she's awesome. She's going to talk about what adaptability is and why it's necessary for the future of work. And she's going to help the audience invoke 3 ways to discover and implement visionary thinking. How can you think differently? How can you see the future? Because the future of work is now. There is no, what do we call it, return to work with this pandemic, because we've all been working, guys. We've been working really hard. Some of us have been working too hard, and that's also one of the challenges, is it not? Because we've maybe had a harder time setting boundaries. Not everyone's good at setting personal boundaries because we gave up and didn't have to spend commute time. We took back some of our lives. So some of us, I just got my Peloton, very excited, still very exhausting, but I'm excited. So there are tribes of people and communities that are doing Peloton and connecting that way and getting up and doing a 7 a.m. ride all over the world and other things. So it's really, really important to find your tribe, have your people, know how to reach out to others, not to feel left out. So Denise Graziano, thank you for chiming in. She said the pitfalls and action steps for return to office and the hybrid workplace. Again, I've been helping people with that since forever, decades. And so the interesting thing is it hybrid? Do we want to all still stay home? Are we going to all be called back into our office? I mean, the president of JP Morgan is like, people aren't productive unless they're here, bring them back. Well, that sounds really well and good, sir, until I'm hoping and wishing and praying that everyone stays healthy and that program works for you. But here's reality. We can't control everything. So as much as we think we can control what's happening, we also, for example, I'm in South Carolina, people were ready to return back to work, and guess what happened? There's no gas. There's no gas. We had a gas shortage. I can't put premium gas in my car, and I don't have enough gas to get back home to New Jersey. So I'm waiting it out to, fingers crossed, hope I can find the right gas to safely get myself back on an 11-hour drive. So as much as we have the best intentions, sometimes we plan and God laughs. Things happen around us. So you need a team, a strategy team, an implementation team, a support team that can help you think out loud about those parameters, because as much as we thought we knew, even as of this morning, we don't always know. And we have brought 15 experts together to give you easy work solutions to really, truly help you navigate uncharted waters. Like I said, for me, they're chartered. I've done this for 30 years. So happy to share, because what Jill and Denise and Victoria and myself, all of us, collective experience. You and your team are going through this once, and we've gone through this hundreds, if not thousands of times. We've helped tens or hundreds or thousands, millions of people on teams around the world. So why should you do things the hard way when you can do things the easy way? Easy. E is for engage. A is for adapt. S is for strategize. And the Y in easy is for you. It's for you, your team, your getting your ducks in a row and not feeling alone in this next chapter. This is a storybook. This is the story of our lives. This is absolutely writing history, but we are building the plane as we fly it. We're writing the story as we go. And so you really want to lean into people who have done their best and been around the block and have experienced this exponentially many more times than you. Because why should you be guessing the hard way by yourself in a bubble? Don't work in a vacuum. Come to easythinktank.com. It is 1,000% free. There is zero pitch, no sales pitch. There's not an offer in the group. It is literally a resource so that each of the 3 days, the engage, the adapt experts, the strategize experts, and then again on Thursday, May 20th, we're going to have a live panel discussion on each of those topics, and executive roundtable. So please, if you sign up, you can have a seat at the table, at our table, not only interacting with our experts, but interacting with other people who are going through this the same way you are at the same time. So why not invite your C-suite, your CEO, your CFO, your CMO, chief experience officers. Our group is eclectic and diverse, and we purposefully support all different facets of the organization. And the magic is that I'm an engagement strategist. And if you need help, and I've got expertise and friends and partners that you can meet who talk about emotional intelligence or crisis management or more strategy, all these different pieces and tools, customer and community experience. I do everything with the virtual event sales training. So how do you continue to communicate and learn and educate your people and keep them engaged and moving forward? I work in pharma. What about virtual sales teams? There's so many things that used to be done in person. And while you're trying to figure out what's safe for that back to workplace as an office, life still has to go on. You still have to be productive. And even if you think you figured it out, you need empathy because your clients and your customer base and your prospects may not have. So Claire, thank you, sweetheart. She says, yay, good for you. Claire is part of my crew, and we are always sharing best practices for building personal brands, for growing on LinkedIn, for using Clubhouse as another communications vehicle. I'm blessed to have now had this LinkedIn Live, which is really a great way. You know, I had 16,000 followers on LinkedIn sitting there without having the voice of LinkedIn Live. So thank you to LinkedIn editors for making sure they gave us this platform. You'll be looking at myself and our other experts. There'll be invites for events for today, tomorrow, for Thursday. Please, please, please join us. Claire said, let me see, lean into people who are building their plane as they're flying. Don't work in a vacuum. Love it. Have a great day, Pat. You rock. You rock too, Claire. You are awesome. So let's see. I've got my friends in the house. We've got Victoria. Victoria is my magical collaborator on events and program and project management. So, so critical. She actually is one of the geniuses at work who has helped us put this summit, the Easy Think Tank, together, because she is an arranger, an orchestrator, a doer, and a great storyteller. So even the emails, if you've gotten any emails from us, you'll know that's part of Victoria's magic. So thank you for doing that. It is magic in the mix of experts. It is. I happen to be one of the voice boxes for the group because that's who I am. That's how I show up. I MC live events and MC training and MC you telling your story all over the world, but I'm just one of 15 amazing humans. There are beautiful people inside and out. It's not just the top crisis management experts in the world or the top customer service experts or the communications and engagement folks. These are amazing humans. And so if you need someone to really think through the toughest of moments, you want people who have your back and who you're going to actually trust, respect, enjoy working with, right? So here's Jill, for example. Jill says, looking forward to speaking tomorrow on how successful companies are finally recognizing the need to prioritize and invest in their people to be successful in this next phase of new business. Easy. www.easythinktank.com. Somebody, yep, there you go. Madeline just repeated it. Okay, cool. So it's www.easythinktank.com. Join in. If you signed up in any of our LinkedIn events, you do need to register. Please go to that easythinktank.com. You will need to register because you want the email so you get all the very specific instructions, the program so you can plan your time accordingly. The expert talks will be on demand as well, so you're not stuck in front of a computer for certain hours all day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday are set hours you need to come onto AirMeet because it's a cool tool and we wanted you to know how to use it. That's why we did it, not to make it more complicated, to make it easy, because you want to be the go-to resource in your company, right? You want to be, and you should be, and you now can be the go-to resource in your organization, the person people trust, the person they turn to when they are having an issue and need to problem solve. Because you now have not just me, not just Jill, not just Victoria, you have 15 of us in your back pocket. That's job security. That's the best career insurance policy, because you will become the trusted advisor. We will do everything in our power to make you look like a rock star, to make you look good in what you're doing, to make you feel confident as you're navigating, because we will come in. Here's something I want to throw out there. We will make sure you don't have to call us when you have the solutions or even know what you need to do. You need to call us whether you suffer with a pain point, a problem that needs an expert to come in with the fire hose, the literal virtual fire hose, and douse the fire, right? That's often when people will call an expert pain or promise. If you knew what you needed, knew how to do it, you had the right people and all the ideas, you probably wouldn't need us. And that's okay too. But times are changing, folks. There's big issues on the news right now. We can help you problem solve. Call any of your 15 experts. We will be the concierge, and we will pull in our friends and comrades. We will make that easy. So your Rolodex just got robust and deep without you spending many, 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 many ridiculous hours. Certified women-owned businesses, for example, small and minority businesses, for example, will help you check the box on a lot of those requirements. My corporate clients are thrilled because they can fast track our proposals. They can fast track even our payment. Why not? They know that this can be a quick, tidy, efficient way, because do you need to drive Q2, Q3, Q4 results? You can't wait and have these lofty plans that only take effect in summer of 2022. You have to plan for that, and you have to do things now better than you ever have in your life. People's lives depend on it. Madeline Schwartz said, 15 brains are better than one. Join us at our virtual table on AirMeet this Thursday, the 20th. I can't wait to let you get a sense of Madeline. She was on with me on LinkedIn Live yesterday. It was so much fun. She's got some tricks up her sleeve. She talks a lot about introverts and ambiverts and how do we hear beyond just those 4 or 5, I'm going to say big mouths, because one of my rocks, my 50 rocks, one of my rocks says talkative. And my father used to say, oh, that just means big mouth. Yeah, guess what? This big mouth is paying our mortgage. This big mouth is changing lives. And so each of you will learn how to put your best attributes forward unapologetically. Unapologetically. Just do you. Shine the light on your zone of genius. Work together, collaborate better, tap into resources, because when you bring in experts like us, it doesn't mean that we're going to just come in like paratroopers and replace everything, because it's all not broken. It's all not broken. What we're going to do is help you assess what's going on in your organization, take a look backwards and see what's happened, because we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We want to leverage your best practices and your wins and fine-tune and finesse and move forward with grace and ease and progress and confidence. We want you to spend your money in the best places possible. We want you to preserve your time, because time is the one facet you cannot get back. We want you to preserve your sanity. How's that? How's that? May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And when pretty much I've had 4 in the last week. It's nuts. And literally, I could have swapped out who said what, because the comments and the concerns are very, very similar. So let me ask you, this is for you, the Easy Think Tank, our 15 experts coming together, totally free summit, all online, at your convenience, easythinktank.com. This is for you if you or your team are complaining or using words like feeling overwhelmed, feeling burned out, feeling stagnant in your career or in your growth. Are you having communications challenges? The New York Times and world-renowned business psychologist Adam Grant, who I love, he's a famed TEDx speaker. He's just awesome. Harvard Business Review leans on him all the time, and he said that we've literally atrophied our relationship-building muscles. It's not your imagination, guys. It's not only you, it's all of us. Even the most eloquent of speakers feels like they've become boring somehow. We feel like, oh, why should I reach out? Nobody's waiting to hear from me. They're too busy for me. Guess what? It's not true. It's not true. People would love to hear from you. What if we showed you how to communicate with confidence, how to build an outreach plan? I've helped people get raises and promotions. Just a quick side story, right? Working in virtual teams who had never done it before, someone who wanted to become promoted, and she didn't have a large team leading history, but she wanted one. This is her turn. And so her company wouldn't put a team under her. So she created a global task force and led that, leading C-suite folks around the world and learning an outreach strategy. So she used virtual coffees and global outreach via the computer, because that's what we're all doing. Nobody was traveling. And she learned how to share the value in what she was doing. And a recruiter came to her and she interviewed for this dream job, and it was leading a larger team. And they said, the number one requirement is, have you led the team this size? And she said, as a matter of fact, she didn't say no. She said, as a matter of fact, I have. I've led a global task force of C-suite executives. And guess what? I'm more proud of the fact that none of them had direct reporting responsibility. I did not sign their checks. I was not responsible for their employee reviews. They had to want to cooperate. And my leadership, through engagement and through persuasion and through motivation and inspiration, giving people tracks to run on and a system to follow and helping them, empowering them to contribute virtually, made them all better global leaders, all more impactful on their teams. They drove these results, and hence she got hired for a job, and her recruiter said to her, I don't know how you did that, because you weren't qualified. And she said, oh, yes, I was. You just didn't know how to articulate my value. I'm thankful that I had a coach who understands how to tell those stories in ways that are meaningful, because guess what? When you're growing in your company, you're growing your team, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about who you're impacting and how do you pay attention to their needs, And how do you pay attention to their goals? And how do you help them with accountability so that they can shine the light in their zone of genius? How do they identify their strengths? How do you delegate and collaborate so that you've got everyone doing their best work and not feeling bad? Ready? Not feeling bad about themselves for the things they lack. Last year, my word of the year was resilience. Does anybody out there have a word of the year, something that you remind yourself every day? Last year was about resilience. And I felt like, the punching bag, the Weebles wobble that kept getting up, resilience, resilience, resilience. And it's still resilience, but I'm going to add my word for 21, is grace. Because I had to give up expecting this was going to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. We're not perfect. We're imperfect humans. And our job is to embrace imperfect starts and give ourselves momentum. You can't get the Lamborghini going. It doesn't go from 0 to 150 miles an hour in one gear. You have to move in gears. You have to give yourself grace and be humble and be caring and be open and communicate well and often with those around you. I've got all these amazing, beautiful humans in my team and chiming in the chat. So thank you for all of that support. Victoria, leverage what is working. That is exactly right. And Jill said the easy team is here for you. And that, again, is, of course, correct. And Madeline, 15 brains are better than one. Please, please, please join us at the virtual roundtable, executive roundtables. We're going to be using a new tool called AirMeet. You do need to register. All my friends, I will be checking personally every single person who said they're coming based on the LinkedIn event invitation. I will reach out to every one of you personally because I will be happy to be your VIP concierge. But please make sure you register at easythinktank.com because we will give you training. We will give you a downloadable program. I want you to know how to navigate. I want you to be able to plan ahead. This is what I do. When there's a conference or a summit, here's my tip. Please download the program. Mark time on your calendar. Go ahead and look up the people on LinkedIn. We're all there. Our links are all there. Go look up the people on LinkedIn and start reaching out to them so that you start to follow, right, and get notified so that if Beate says something genius or Alexandra says something amazing, follow them, follow us on LinkedIn. Schedule virtual coffee. Make sure you know whose roundtables, where you want to show up. Put the time on your calendar because you will not only be meeting the experts on the stage, but you're an expert. And the folks from McDonald's and the folks from Roche and the folks from Novartis. I've had clients, I've reached out to folks that I haven't talked to in years, and so many of them are showing up because they know that I hang with cool people and I hang with smart people, and my 14 friends are amazing. And you deserve to meet them, and I'd love to help you meet them, get to know them, and think out loud about how to solve your challenges and problems so that you look like a rock star, so that you are fully prepared as best we can be. And so when things change, like go back to work, gas shortage, things are going to continue to change. Life's going to throw us some more curveballs. We're not really out of the woods yet. And we probably won't be for a long time. And I think all of a sudden we're going to realize we're breathing better. But I don't know that there's this deadline. Everybody has this imaginary clean deadline. Like, here was the mess of the pandemic, and here's the next step. It might not be that clean and easy. Life is usually not that clean and easy. So trust the 15 experts from the easythinktank.com. Let us help you think out loud, build your resource toolkit, have experts in your back pocket, because when you're in the middle of a pain point, it's awful to try to then start doing your homework and finding help. It's hard. It's harder than it needs to be. So why not come and in just a few hours of your time, get to know one or as many of the 15 of us as you can, as you'd like to. Take notes on who's there. talk to your liaison, your VIP concierge out of the group. It could be me, it could be anybody in the group, that's fine. But we want you to have some TLC. We want you to get that STAR treatment, and we want you to not have to worry about feeling bombarded by all these people. It's not that. It's that you'll have a liaison, we'll help you, we'll be there for you, and we will pull in whatever support you need as you need it to solve your biggest workforce and pandemic recovery challenges. So I hope that this was helpful. I'm going to just check the chat real quick. Anybody have questions or comments? Now would be a great time, because we've got, the chat is blowing up, and I do notice we'll find more things in the chat. We'll keep going back and checking the chat and making sure everybody gets what they need when you need it. Community is key. Absolutely. Claire, I love you. I thank you for coming. Victoria, magic in the mix of experts. Yes, there is definitely magic. And again, Victoria saying leverage what is working. I am Pat Roquet. This is the easythinktank.com LinkedIn Live preview. And on a personal note, I will just share that today is also, because God forbid I ever have life be boring, but tonight is the kickoff for Career Accelerator in my private group. So this is our next 90-day sprint. And tonight at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be helping you rock your 90-day game plan and why accountability matters, and let you sign up and get our accountability tool, because I check in with my folks literally every day. There's a system. We can put it in for your company and have it white labeled under your name or your manager's name or your HR name, or you can use me as a third-party buffer, because people tell me everything. They do. They trust me. And then I can share back aggregate information. So again, another thought. Most times employees leave their companies because of bad managers. Most times employees leave their companies for bad managers. And so when you work with a career and leadership coach like myself, what we do is we help you get clear on what you want, what you need, and how you want to grow and communicate that. But we also help you work around, because sometimes it's buddy as boss, where you all colleagues, and now one of you's, now you're the leader, they're a leader, and you've got to now boss around your friends. That's a challenge that's happening a lot. Are you having a problem with having difficult conversations? Those are problems. The career ladder and career development is not just finding a job. It is about finding your zone of genius and finding where you deserve to be and learning how to lead from the front and excel, which is why as an individual provider with my Career Accelerator, I do that. And then as part of this think tank, that is one area where I contribute. So I'm helping with helping you shatter the glass ceiling, promote middle managers, drive not just diversity and inclusion, but belonging. And even as a trusted resource for either professional development for your team or even for outplacement services, because the big three initial company, I get all their clients as soon as they finish wasting 3, 6, and 9 months because they're not getting anywhere, then they call me. But they've now lost 3, 6, or 9 months. So why can't we accelerate your growth pattern and your learning curve? It's important. So whether it's for you or someone you care about, for your team, step up, reach out. Most of us are on LinkedIn. I'm in LinkedIn Messenger every day, all day. I keep that open as an open channel. So if you need me, please message. If you have questions about Easy Think Tank, please message. If you're looking for Career Accelerator and Pivot, rockonsuccess.com/CareerX. That's the info on what kicks off tonight. Everything happens at the same time sometimes, but you know what? When you work with amazing humans, it's amazing how much you can get done. It's amazing how much you can get done when you have a trusted team and trusted partners to lean into. I just want you to know that we care about you. We love you. We love what we're all doing. And we are compelled. We've worked 6 months and we're tithing our time to be here to help you, because we know it's the right thing to do. And we want you to be smarter and stronger and run faster and be the go-to resource so that you can celebrate your success, celebrate why you rock, and help your team do the same. So again, this is Pat Roquet. I am the Leadership and Career Transformation Coach. You can join us, or the think tank, easythinktank.com. Please register. You can jump in and start hearing about adaptability issues and 5 experts today. And if you're looking for help as an individual to leverage and grow your own career path, or want private information, please reach out. I'm on LinkedIn Messenger all the time, and I'm happy to help and serve. Again, this is Pat Roquet on behalf of the Easy Think Tank folks, and rock on success. God bless. I love you. Have a fabulous rest of your day. I'll keep an eye on the chat. Please do the same. Ciao for now. You rock.